We've added a new screen into the production scheduling area role called Production Schedule. It gives the scheduler the ability to view the schedule via the eyes of a Gantt chart. I'll talk more about what this means in just a second. This screen is actually a replacement for existing functionality around the calendar. We've been able to view the calendar in a month calendar view, weekday, etc., but also down into the resource view. Now the resource view is where you're able to look at pieces of equipment and be able to move jobs around for that pieces of equipment. This is the screen that largely gets replaced by the production schedule. So let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on this particular screen. The top part, like many Vicinity screens, are primarily used for filtering and describing the behavior down below. So I can do things like I can group like items together by a concept called a brand, by the component. Every time I make this item, I want to see those together, or by formula, or by piece of equipment, or for that matter, by facility. You can pick one group by, so it's not a nested group by. You can also deal with timescales. Right now I'm looking at it by weeks, so I'm able to see out into the future in a pretty significant fashion. I can also expand out these sections a bit so I can see more out into the future. We also are giving the user the ability to define what grids or what fields show in this data. So these are individual batch tickets and or planned orders. You should probably recognize them based on batch numbers or planned order numbers. But there are other fields that are available, or other columns that are available. And so we're using the standard field chooser model, which we do in all of our grids, where you can go and pick certain fields and show information in this grid. We're also allowing you to restrict what types of records you see here. Right now I'll always see batch tickets, which I see here on batches, but I can also see firmed planned orders as well as unfirmed planned orders. As I check or uncheck these and refresh, those records will be filtered. I'm also able to limit by different pieces of equipment the process cell, which is defined at the formula level, in the fill unit, which is defined at the end item or the component level, so I can determine kind of what vessel or what process cell production line I'm using to mix or make the product, as well as what packaging line I'm using. I can also restrict by facility. If I only want to see one or just a couple, I can do that. And then we also keep a planner field out there in case you want to use that for a component and or formula. So this is configurable, move it around, etc. Columns, of course, are configurable.